Here at ABC Action News, we're committed to taking action against domestic violence. With jury trials put on hold in Tampa Bay due to COVID-19, I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern found a mounting backlog of cases and months-long delays preventing victims from moving forward. Tonight, the survivors wait for justice and the plans to get trials back on track.
The last incident happened in May of 2019, so it's been about a year and a half now.
More than a year since Jessica McBride first shared her story with the I-Team.
He ended up beating me so severely that I had my third traumatic brain injury.
At the time, she and her young daughter had fled to a domestic violence shelter. Today, McBride says it looks like she has a new life, recently welcoming her second child.
You know, it's still very difficult because, you know, as much as I want to be happy and move on and, live this new life.
McBride's alleged abuser remains in jail on a $70,000 bond, charged with domestic battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, felony battery, and tampering with a witness.
There's no way I can fully heal because it's not over.
The trial, originally scheduled for July, was pushed back to November due to COVID-19.
I've been told don't get my hopes up. Most likely it probably won't happen until 2021, which will then be 2 years. It's like a heavy weight that I would just have to drag behind me.
McBride isn't alone. In Pinellas County, the backlog of jury trials has been building for the last 7 months. In Hillsborough, the state attorney's office reports last year, 8 felony domestic violence trials were held from April to September. This year, because of COVID-19, that number dropped to 0.
Okay, you go months and months and months and you heal, and then it's like you take a scalpel and you just cut it back open again every time you have to talk about it. And, going into the court systems and trying to get justice that way, it's painful, and the pandemic has just really prolonged that pain.
Courts across the state are now deciding which cases will go before a jury first after the floodgates open and trials resume.
COVID has created a very scary situation for domestic violence survivors.
Hillsborough County State Attorney Andrew Warren says the massive backlog of trials is unprecedented.
So we're starting with homicide cases, and we're going to have to spend probably the next year trying cases that have been created through this logjam.
Meanwhile, other processes are moving forward.
Injunctions are still being obtained, initial appearances, arrests, prosecutions. We're doing everything we can to protect domestic violence survivors. We just can't get to the end of that road with a trial.
McBride has a message for other survivors left waiting.
Hang in there. If we don't prosecute them and we don't hold them accountable, they're gonna reoffend. They're gonna hurt someone else.
Jury trials are expected to resume Monday here in Hillsborough County and October 26th in Pinellas County. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, online now we have a list of resources and information where you can get help. I'm I-Team investigator Kylie McGivern, taking action for you.